Also, here's the parental warning before you watch this video as well. I do swear. I will try to beat some of these things out if you get offended by that kind of stuff, but if you don't really give a shit, then keep on watching this video. Hello, my name's Levon, and I'm back here from Crew Goes Digital. Now here you're going to see me reacting to 10 jewelry ads. Now these are mainly going to be Indian jewelry ads as well. Just so you can really see, from a person that, I'm a jewelry expert. I've been trained by the GIA, I've been trained by De Beers, I've sold jewelry. You have tray after tray of settings to pick. This is the Levian around for a shopping emergency. From the stage, I've sold jewelry on TV, on board cruise ships as well. So, I know my stuff. But one of the things that's very clear is this industry needs a huge update. It is full of old, boring people. And sorry if you're one of those old, boring people, but you need an update, right? Now, I really saw this more than anything when working down in the Caribbean. It was one of the most fun experiences for people, going into different jewelry stores, buying jewelry, coming from the beach, doing that. But then when you walk into some of these higher end luxury retailers, when you're in the middle of a city somewhere around the world, you kind of get looked at in a different way. You get the boring, basically. So I want to be able to bring some of that refreshed, new, vitalized feel towards this industry with some fun and with some higher end luxury retail sales training that you'll see here on the channel as well. But anyway, let's get started with this video.
नमस्कार मैडम, वेलकम टू कल्याण मुहूर्त फ्लो। हर भारतीय शादी के आपको पवित्र गहने यहाँ मिलेंगे।
आप अब हमें दिखाएंगे दुल्हन के गहने।
आइए बेटी।
ट्रेडिशनल बंगाली शादी है।
She wants something traditional.
बंगाली से लाभ ही नामल वन। देखो, गोलाची, फुल गोल्ड बती।
Now, I can say one thing for sure, like this would go down seriously well in the Caribbean because looks like this, especially when it comes into the amount of gold used here with these different gemstones. I really feel for that region of the world, like that would actually be that would be interesting. I've got no idea what these people are saying at all, because clearly I do not speak Indian, but he, the guy behind the counter as well, he's got a good smile going on with him though as well, and he's got a little bit more pep in him as well. So I mean, he's either not as old as he looks, or he's had sex recently. It's one or the other, I would say. That's why he's got that little bit more vibrance to him that you normally would end up not seeing from people like that.
रॉयल लगनी चाहिए।
Of course, हर तरह के पोल्की नेकलेस आएगा, मीनाकारी नेकलेस एंड बैंगल्स, रामनवमी।
गुजराती।
What the fuck was that thing? Holy shit! Let's go back. I missed that.
नेकलेस आएगा, मीनाकारी नेकलेस एंड बैंगल्स।
What is now that I've got? Okay. I need if someone watching this video is Indian, tell me where the hell does anyone wear something like that? Because I mean, the amount of gold that is used in it to start with, and the diamonds and rubies and everything, is this like a princess kind of Indian princess kind of deal? Like what the fuck does someone wear something like this with? I mean, it's wow. Like the amount of what do we even have on here? It looks like well, I'm going to presume emeralds, rubies. I've got no idea what. We can't obviously see close enough with it, but that's an interesting look.
गुजराती।
हैंडक्राफ्टेड एंटीक, कुंदन और रंग-बिरंगे स्टोन्स के साथ रानी हार साथ के।
पंजाबी दुल्हन।
परफेक्ट मास्टरपीस आएगा, देखो जी, पीपल बत कुंदन नेकलेस, एंटीक टीका, देना।
तमिल कल्याण।
फुल नागा सुवर्ण से हारम, ओडिया।
What? Okay. We need to. Yeah, I need to stop some of this stuff here. What the? Okay. Wow. I mean, where in the world do you see stuff? Where in the world otherwise do you see stuff like this? I mean, I want to go to India and see this guy in this store because holy shit, the amount of work that has to go into handcraft something like that, like what you have here, this pendant from gold it's astonishing. I mean, that on top of these beads as well, like, wow. Okay, someone from India, comment on this video and tell me, like, what the hell is this? First of all, is there some significance or meaning behind it? I presume there is. Otherwise, it wouldn't be presented in such a unique fashion as well. Or unless like this is the Indian equivalent of the wrapper with the big Cuban chain and the dollar sign, or the Taj Mahal covered in diamonds that they have as well. Unless that's like the Indian equivalent, maybe.
बढ़िया कहाँ से माल with diamonds
आपको तो सब पता है। एक काम करिए, ये सारा पैक कर दीजिए और इसका जो बिल है वो मेरे हस्बैंड को भेज दीजिए।
हर भारतीय शादी के लिए
I presume that was the "I'll go and check with my husband and I'll get back to you" line. I really feel that was definitely the case with that one.
wedding floor.
So the wedding floor, maybe that's wedding jewelry. Interesting. Now this is much more typical for the.
Okay, she's not coming.
Okay, clearly this is the proposal kind of deal, so we're definitely talking engagement rings here for whatever this ad is. But this is interesting because this is so much more of the typical look that you then end up seeing, similar to what you would see on the West. As well, in Western culture, that fancy evening and, the romanticism of, oh, this is the moment that he's going to ask me, he's going to get down on his knee and propose. Like, that's the start of it, like this feel you get from the ad.
I'm never gonna say yes again. I say yes to people and I get.
Now this is bringing humor, like humor that's so fucking needed into this industry. Yes. Oh my god. I mean, to be able to be starting with the whole "I'm never going to say yes again" before even leading further into the conversation, like that is ice-breaking to so many people that I'm sure will be watching that were seeing this ad.
I've decided. No more saying yes.
Who's taking you for granted?
Everyone. Okay. So my boss, he asked me to do an extra shift. I said yeah. And now it's every single day. What?
You were saying?
Okay. And then my colleague asked me for a big loan. And I said yes. And now, you know what? He's quit. Vanished. Guess what Natasha did to me? She asked me for my favorite top. And what did I say?
You said yes.
Yes, I said yes. And now she... And to top it all off, my sister, she asked me to babysit her cat over the weekend. My entire apartment smells of cat pee. It's disgusting. So I've decided, no more yes. This is the month of saying no.
This is the typical moment where every man can agree, where you just tune the out and you're like, what is, oh my god, I can't, I'm not listening to more of this complaining and moaning, and I hear enough of it. So they've really done this ad really, really well. Like they're taking so much of the normal social situation that's either classically portrayed when thinking about like a movie scene that people would believe, or the classic portrayal of a date, and the thing that as a man you would hope the least to be hearing before you get down on one knee, which I presume is going to be in this ad. Yeah. Oh, it totally is. Yeah.
What is that?
Nothing.
You're doing that thing that you do when you lie. You scratch your tail. I know. What is it?
Oh. Oh.
I never dreamed I would find somebody like you, that I would be the one that you choose.
Maybe some dreams come true.
How about I guess one last time?
Like a dream.
Yes.
What? I didn't hear you.
Shut up. Yes.
I never dreamed.
No, the woman. Ah, well, Interesting though, as well, because I was presuming there was going to at least be the, he's going to get down onto his knee and, do the classic position that everyone has been told to do for year after year, decade after decade, since the engagement ring was introduced as well. The engagement ring was introduced by, Archduke Maximilian. When he proposed as well. I'll put a picture of him up here on the screen as well, so you can on this side, so you can see him too. But that's cute. That is a cute way to finish a jewelry ad.
Maybe some dreams come true, like me and you.
Need of Modi diamonds. Say yes. Forever.
ये कैसे? शादी के लिए पोल्की फिक्स, रिसेप्शन के लिए
Oh, she's back. It's the same. It's the same too. She's now brought along her whole family to go shopping with her. Brilliant. Oh my gosh, what a lovely lady. I wonder if she did come back and actually buy the other stuff that she needed to ask her husband about. I presume.
बजट कितना है? 5-10 लाख रुपए? इतना सा डायमंड आएगा। रिसेप्शन में कुछ ग्रैंड होना चाहिए।
Kalyan Jewelers Apurva. Diamonds for special occasions. This is so beautiful.
राधा कहाँ है?
देखो डायमंड ऐसे सेट किया है, नेकलेस कितना बड़ा और ग्रैंड लग रहा
और बजट कितना है?
है। अभी तुमने 5-10 लाख कहा था ना? हाँ उतना ही मैं।
आपका चॉइस इतना बढ़िया कब से हो गया?
42 साल पहले।
It is brilliant to see at least some humor and people smiling in it as well. Like a little bit of comedy, a little bit like I really like these two. These two because they bring something that's so needed, especially towards the luxury industry as well. They bring something that makes it also a little bit more approachable for people as well. Because one of the biggest missteps that I really do feel when it comes into this industry is the whole snobbiness associated around all of these much higher end luxury brands. There isn't really ever that inclusivity that's really offered. And that inclusivity is a hard thing for people to be able to introduce when they have been so exclusive for so many years, like from year after year after year. It's hard to introduce that new market into it as well. And this is really where I feel like a big thing that so many companies are missing out on is really being able to, kill it out there on social media when it comes into Rolex, Cartier, when it comes into Tiffany's, when it comes into Hublot, Audemars Piguet, when it comes into the luxury jewelry and luxury watch brands, there isn't really one that's, out there really that you're hearing about if you scroll through Facebook that you keep seeing. Of course, you see a couple of the celebrities that buy, producer Michael, for example, a huge watch influencer, let's say, but he was, he started with the music industry, but you don't see so many people today that are so many brands, so many companies that are really out there and trying to influence that market that has always thought that jewelry stores and the snobbiness associated with them is a thing. Or like in my case as well, I really want to be able to bring more of that inclusivity back to so many of these brands and retailers that really just have stayed so exclusive. But anyway, let's continue.
उजले बदन पर हीरो का जेवर, काला काजल आंखों के तेवर, लाल गुलाब बालों में भर के कहाँ चले हो चमन को लेकर, शाम का रंग पहन लो बदन पर.
okay, where the fuck does this person live? They live in a fucking palace or something over in India. Like, what the hell? Like, okay, before we even talking about the jewelry, like this hallway and all of that, like, where the fuck does anyone see this kind of stuff? To start with, but this ad is like, again, what you much more commonly see. It's the beautiful lady that then looking at herself, and then, oh, I'm gonna put on the necklace, I'm gonna put on the earrings, I'm gonna put on this, because it's also quite easily intertwined, that feel of a beautiful person or a person becoming just that little bit more complete or beautiful from putting on that next piece of jewelry as well. I'm like, this is a huge part when it does come into the whole process of you being able to sell this to someone. It is an emotional purchase. It is a very emotional purchase as well. It's by no means a logical purchase, because if you're logically thinking about this, like you're thinking about rocks that people found a couple hundred years ago that now apparently have some super high value to them because of the story associated around it. The story is where the value lies. The brand is where the value lies. It's not lying within the inanimate object called this shiny rock, which we call a diamond, or this colored square that now is named fancy, because fancy means we can charge people more money for it. Like, there isn't so much the value towards just the object. It's that story, it's that romance, that part of what this ad is telling, which I really like it. I really like it.
चांद निकल आएगा कहीं पर, देखो तो खुद को आईने में, पाँव नहीं मुड़ेंगे ज़मीन पर.
So this right here is a moment that when you're working in a jewelry store, you want to be able to recreate some of that as well. You want to be able to give a person some of that. That moment you saw when she looked into the mirror, when she was pretending to call someone on the phone. Clearly she wasn't calling someone on the phone. But then she got a glance of herself and was like, oh my gosh, I look so beautiful. I look so much more beautiful than what I did without this gold necklace with... God, I could barely see these, what these parts are here, like this. Oh gosh, there we go, back out of it again. Shows my ability to be able to film. But yeah, you get what I'm talking about. It's that moment you want to be able to recreate. So like, let's say if you are working in a jewelry store, you want to be able to allow that person to have that moment to admire themselves and how they look after they've got the piece on, and they're moving around a little bit. They look in one of the mirrors. You bring a mirror up for them, of course, as well, so then they can have that moment, that experience of that luxury experience. Because if they really have that moment when they're in the store and they really enjoy that moment, then what are they going to want to do? They're going to want to take it home with them so they can enjoy so many more of those moments as well. That's a bit fucking crazy. I would never imagine someone wearing something like that and then going out to, I don't know, maybe this is some a super fancy nightclub of some sort, but wearing something like that when people are going out to like a club and dancing around and all of that, I mean, that's... I don't know, there isn't one word to explain it, but that's pretty fucking unusual, let's say, when thinking about that. But hey, anyway, this is part one though of my reactions to Indian jewelry ads as well. Now there will be a part two as well, because there is 10 different ads in this as well. So if you don't want to check out those ads as well, I'll also leave the link down in the description of the video. And also, if you are working within the luxury industry, industry, if you're working with jewelry, if you're working in a high-end retail store, make sure to subscribe to the channel as well, because apart from these fun videos, giving you some insight into trying to bring retail sales to the 21st century when thinking of so much more of these higher-end luxury retailers like jewelry stores, Crew Goes Digital, the channel you're watching at the moment, is full of that and is full of some sales training tips that you will really be able to use to create some serious impact and totally affect your income when it comes into your ability to sell jewelry in the store that you're working in.